Hello, welcome back to World War II Tactical. Today we'll talk about the B-17 Flying Fortress. The B-17 was made in 1936 and ended its production in 1945. First, we'll learn about the mechanics and how it flew. Next, we'll learn about the crew. Then, we will talk about the weapons and payload of the bomber. Then, we'll talk about some facts about the B-17 bomber. Finally, we'll talk about some crazy stories using the B-17. First, we're going to talk about the mechanics of the B-17. The landing gear was strong for safe landings and takeoffs because the plane weighed a lot. Next, the flight controls on the B-17 had twin yokes that could be used by both the pilot to control the plane in the air. The B-17 had a 1,200 horsepower Wright Cyclone Model R 1820 97 radial engine. That's a lot. They had 4 engines on each plane. The propellers on the planes were 3-bladed Hamilton Standard. They measured 11 feet and 7 inches each. The B-17 consists of 10 crew members: the pilot, co-pilot, bombardier, navigator, top turret gunner or flight engineer, radio operator, ball turret gunner, right and left waist gunners, and the tail gunner. First, the pilot. The pilot is responsible for the safety of the crew and plane because he has to be a leader. Next, the co-pilot. The co-pilot assists the pilot and handles all the communications. Doesn't that sound like a lot? Listening to all the talking and screaming during a battle in a huge plane with 10 of your buddies? Then, the bombardier. The bombardier is in the nose of the plane and controls the aim and releasing of the bombs. The bombardier also has a special weapon at his disposal. He has the Norden bomb sight, which is very advanced for the time. With this bomb sight, he could release bombs precisely on target, and the Germans would die to get it. And probably some did. Next, the navigator, which made sure that the crew and the plane got back to homeland safely. Then the flight engineer. He performed maintenances, and he also manned a turret at the top of the plane. The radio operator operates and manages communications. The ball turret gunner operates a rotating ball turret on the belly of the plane. Next, a right and left waist gunner. These gunners operated machine guns on each of their designated sides. Finally, the tail gunner that defends the tail of the aircraft. The B-17 included 13 50 caliber machine guns. The B-17 could carry up to 8,000-pound bombs, but usually the normal payload was 4,000 to 6,000 pounds. Now we'll talk about some facts. The ball turret gunner was the most dangerous job in the aircraft. I would imagine you're in a clear ball over 25,000 feet, crunched up, exposed to shells the size of cigarettes. The safest job in the plane was the co-pilot, because the Germans didn't target the pilots as much as the Japanese did. The B-17 was also the third most produced bomber in history. The B-17 Flying Fortress got its name because a reporter from Seattle called the Flying Fortress because of the defensive capabilities of this plane. Next, we will talk about some crazy B-17 stories. The only story that we will sadly talk about is this one crazy story. Here, I'll tell you. The B-17 was flying over France when the call Bandits was called. Bandits means some German planes that are coming to attack. The crew were fighting with their hearts when, boom, a Bf-109 almost sliced the back of the plane. It disabled most of the steering, but luckily they landed successfully and the back never broke off, and the tail gunner survived. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like this type of content, please consider subscribing. Leave a comment of what I should do next. Thank you. I'll see you next time.